Her name was Dr. Emily Carter, 38 years old, respected physician, smiled in the hallway, stayed late for patients. Everyone loved her, and she was dying inside. This is a story about high-functioning depression. It doesn't look like sadness. It looks like success. On paper, Emily had it all. A thriving career in a prestigious hospital in Boston. 2 degrees. A townhouse just outside the city. No kids, no partner, by choice, she'd say. Too busy saving lives, she'd joke. She drank black coffee like water. Her badge beeped her into the ICU with confidence. Colleagues trusted her. Patients thanked her. But at home, the silence was unbearable. There were no framed photos in her living room. No music in the background. Just space. And exhaustion. It started with the little things. She'd forget to eat. Her laundry sat in the basket for days. She avoided her mother's calls. Her favorite book collected dust. She still worked hard, always showed up. But mentally, she was fading. High-functioning depression doesn't scream. It whispers, convinces you that being tired is normal, that numbness is part of adulthood, that you should be grateful, not sad. Every night, she climbed into bed, not to rest, but to escape. Sleep wasn't peace. It was pause. Emily was the queen of "I'm fine." You know, the one, tight smile, steady voice, eyes that don't blink too long. Her friends called her a rock, someone who had it all together. What they didn't know was that she cried brushing her teeth. Not loudly, just quiet tears running down her face in silence, as if even her sadness was exhausted. She couldn't explain it, even to herself. She didn't feel broken. She felt invisible. At work, she was praised. At home, she was empty. In this land, we worship the grind. We idolize the go-getters. We measure worth by productivity. You can sleep when you're dead, they say. Emily believed that for years. She wore her overwork like a badge of honor. If she wasn't exhausted, she felt guilty. Holidays, optional. Sick days, weakness. Vacations, I'll go next year. We live in a country where burnout is a lifestyle, and therapy is seen as luxury. But her body was starting to rebel. Migraines, shaky hands, constant nausea. She chalked it up to stress. What else could it be? The moment everything changed wasn't dramatic. It was Tuesday, mid-shift. Nothing unusual. She walked into the supply closet for gauze and just froze. She couldn't remember why she was there. Her hands trembled, her breathing shallow. Her heart pounded so loud, she thought others could hear it. No one noticed, because she came back out with the gauze and kept working. But that night, in her car, she didn't drive home. She sat for hours, seatbelt on, engine off, just breathing, just existing, just barely holding on. The next morning, something changed. She typed one sentence into Google: "Can successful people have depression?" The results poured in. Articles, blogs, TED Talks, stories like hers. And for the first time, Emily didn't feel crazy. She felt seen. She booked a therapy session. She canceled a shift. She called her mother back and didn't pretend this time. "I'm not okay," she whispered. And that was the beginning, not of a magical recovery, but of something even more powerful. Honesty. Healing didn't mean bubble baths and weekend getaways. It meant crying during sessions. It meant learning how to rest without guilt. It meant saying no and letting the world keep spinning anyway. Emily now knows strength isn't silence. Speaking, even when your voice shakes, is admitting you're tired, asking for help, taking off the mask. Slowly, gently. She's still a doctor, still brilliant, still respected. But now she's also real. If any part of Emily's story felt familiar, maybe this is your story too. Maybe you're the friend who always checks in, but feels like no one checks on you. Maybe you're the achiever who's tired of performing. Maybe you're just tired. And if you are, I want you to know something. You're not weak. You're not broken. You are worthy of rest, healing, and peace. This is the Healing Journal. Subscribe, like, and comment for more stories that say what you've never been able to. Until next time, breathe easy. You're not alone anymore.